with balance. We're going to because we only have so much time for this show, we're going to go over at first the hunt, and we're going to go over the first 5 that we think are some of the priority for bug fixes. You know, the team is always working on that. Always, always, always. Great QA team that we have. So we're going to go through about 5, but remember, when you look at the update notes, there's big old list of way more. But first one that we're going to go over is there's a issue that was fixed where the lobby chat in the end of match lobby would continuously scroll back down to newly sent messages if the player scrolled up to the lobby chat for any reason. I know chat bugs can be very annoying, so this sounds like a great fix. I definitely don't want that happening to me, so if that was something that happened to you folks at home, looks like it is donezo in this new update coming. We additionally fixed some issues with players getting into annoying, permanently falling states when colliding with certain areas on Frog Isle. I know Frog Isle has given us some trouble, folks, since our revamp, but seems like the polish is getting better and better every time when these things arise. Shoutouts to the environment team for that. So we'll keep rolling here. We got Androxus, a fix for Androxus. We fixed an issue where Androxus's quick draw card would heal him when he hits shield and deployables with his revolver weapon. Now, Kevin, you're a designer. Do you have anything to say about Mr. Androxus over here? I know.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
So effects like that where, consistently we want to be able to have what's going to happen with certain types of effects. So things like the quick draw card, but also a bunch of other cards for other champions as well. Sometimes also proc off of things that they aren't meant to. So this is just one of those. And we're constantly, hunting the rest down, make sure that everything is as consistent as possible for players, essentially. So this one, we'll hit Andro a little bit, but this is a bug fix, yeah.
Excellent. And after Androxus, one other important one that we're going to go into is Genos. I've been playing a lot of Genos actually lately myself, so this one interested me. Fixed an issue where Genos' ultimate through time and space would sometimes fail to do damage even when the visual effect indicated it would. I wonder, does that have anything to do with like hitboxes, Nico?
So,
any bit of elaboration?
Genesis Ultimate is a very, very long, essentially, like death cylinder, and the VFX were one way, but the essentially the size of that death cylinder was not quite lined up with the VFX. So this should be more consistently, like if you see the VFX, and it should theoretically hit you in the death cylinder, this will more consistently do that.
Okay. Good. That's a good fix. I like that one. And last but not least, before we move on to design and balance, we're going to talk about a fix for Ceres, where Ceres' ultimate convergence could pull players through the map at a specific location in ice mines. Ooh, that would be the worst to handle, especially if you're... It's one thing if it happens in a casual match, but it would be even worse if it was happening in a ranked match to you, and it just... I mean, it's great for your team if you're the one with Ceres, but, because you're pulling the whole enemy team through a map, but great fix. So shout out. I assume that has to do with a lot of collision on the map too. So I assume environment probably had some little bit of help in there, on fixing that. But as you folks know, the update notes, they're available. We have them up right now. Paladins.com/news /genlock-update-notes. And you'll be able to look at the full list of bug fixes at the very bottom of that. But it's time for Nico's big forte here, where we're going to go into design and balance. So, Nico, this first part, okay, this is really exciting for many people at home. They've been asking for this for a while. I know we've even heard the AOC ask for this. I know we've been saying this would be a nice change internally. So we have, for ranked updates, 3 bans coming in this update. 3.
Well, one additional ban for a total of 3. Yeah, so we are adding an additional ban.
Total of 3.
In the ranked game mode. This will occur after both teams have picked 3 champions. So you go through your normal thing. Both teams have 3 picks, 1 more ban per team, and then you run through the rest of the draft. So this is something that a lot of people have been asking for. We felt it was an appropriate time right now to do that, and we hope this will help as we keep expanding our roster of champions, both with some of the frustrating picks that some people may have, and provide a little bit more opportunity for strategy, especially since the 3rd ban is not just at the start. And then speaking of the other ranked update, we actually have, since the previous map rotation was updated in the previous patch, just want to keep you guys in the loop. We plan to keep the current map rotation in effect for the duration of Split 2. So we are not changing the map rotation with this patch.
Okay, good to know. Hopefully everyone at home noted that. So for each of these, I'll give you a little bit of a chance to give some dev commentary on this. But first, the balance change that we're going to talk about is with Genos, his ability Luminary. So his old one, it looks like it says allies were affected by your Astral Mark, deals 10% increased weapon damage. Now, I'll give you a chance here to just talk about the new one and what changes kind of went into this, Nico.
Sure, yeah. So I'll preface this entire kind of like section as we're starting off with the big ticket changes first. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics of conversation are all talent reworks for the mid-season patch. There are actually additional ones that we wanted to get in. We didn't quite have enough time to do so, but you may see a couple more as we go on later in the year. This first one for Genos Luminary, as Rose was saying, as Romanova was saying, the old one, allies affected by your Astral Mark deal 10% increased weapon damage. Now we are reworking this to be all allies already affected by Astral Mark are healed for a additional burst heal when you use Astral Mark. So you can mark 3 different people, and then when you hit that 4th mark, all 3 of those people will get that burst of healing. So part of that is shifting a little bit away from the Luminary damage amp playstyle and trying to give Genos an opportunity to be more of a healing focused or a team healing focused champion. The other thing I'll say before we move on to the other things, Romanova, is that all the changes on these update note shows, but especially for the mid-season, especially for talent reworks, we really need your guys' help. We need feedback. As you go in PTS and you play these changes, please do let us know what you think.
Yes.
Things still are tweaked, things still change, that kind of thing. But for all of these, we hope you enjoy them. So anyway.
So next one, talking about healers. Going with Furia. I know we have had some people in the AOC who saw this early, really excited about this. Solar Blessing is getting some changes. Old is when the Pyre Strike comes in contact with an ally, it will stop and heal anyone in its beam for 150 or 5.05 seconds. Also reduces the speed of Pyre Strike by 30%. Now the new is refiring Pyre Strike stops it in place. Any ally in its beam is healed for 100 every 0.05 seconds. So slight nerf there, right, Nico?
Yeah, a little bit of nerf to the healing numbers itself. You'll still see that this is a lot of healing very quickly. The big thing with this change is it puts a lot more control in the hands of the Furia player. The downside being that you can't just blindly throw it through a wall and hope your teammate hits it. The upside, which I think is a much larger upside, is that you are able to know when you can stop it. You control when you stop the beam, and that puts a lot more power in Solar Blessing Furia's ability to keep it where it needs to be, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think we actually have in-game footage showing this off, and I think we have in-game footage for one other talent rework as well. So we can actually, I think, head in-game, show this off real quick. So our cameraman, probably like some players, including myself for a few matches, is showing off how potentially difficult it is to actually get it exactly where you want to. No longer can you just toss it, and if it hits somebody, it stops. You have to actually be able to both either coordinate with your team, hope that they get to it, or be really quick with that refire.
Oh, that's nice, though. The
other thing we'll keep in mind is, since you do have more control with Solar Blessing, and it still does deal damage to enemies, we will be monitoring both its functionality as the healing beam and as it deals damage.
Yeah, and I think too, one thing that the people who like to play Furia, for instance, in the AOC, were excited about when we actually showed this change is a lot of people didn't want just to only see like Solar Blessing Furias out there. You know, like they want to see a variety in play styles. So this gives more options to not only still playing this, but playing other different versions of Furia that you customize. So we're gonna move on, folks. You can always discuss that in chat, but we're gonna go on to Atlas. Atlas getting a change with Unstable Fissure. The old is activating Second Chance, leaves behind an Unstable Fissure that explodes after 3 seconds, dealing 1,000 damage. And the new is activating Second Chance, also rewinds the enemy for 40 units. Care to elaborate, Nico?
Yeah, so this one's potentially a little bit of a spicy one, but I think Unstable Fissure as a talent was fairly underutilized, and so this is essentially using the mechanic that is unique to Atlas, is that rewind, giving it a little bit more of an option if you want to get in there, sacrifice your movement ability to potentially reset other allies or other enemies within a small radius around you. One thing to note is this isn't a particularly large effect. Obviously, we want feedback on this, but you'll need to be pretty close to enemies to rewind them. We could even tweak necessarily the numbers between, for example, setback and the Second Chance rewind. So we'll have feedback on this one as well, but this is just another option for Atlas to be a little bit more mechanically interesting besides Unstable Fissure's old functionality.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to keep moving on here. We got a couple more to fly through here. For Nando, we have some changes coming to Formidable and Aegis. I don't know if I said that right. I always say stuff really weird sometimes. Aegis. I don't know. You're the grammar police here, Kevin, so you can always tell me when I say something wrong.
Don't worry,
but Formidable, old, is heals for 55% of your maximum health over 3 seconds when you fall to or below 40% of your maximum health. This can occur every 45 seconds. The new is you now have 2 charges of charge. Each charge deals an additional 100 damage, and you are CC immune while charging, but the cooldown of charges increased to 13 seconds, or to 13 seconds. My goodness. And I'll go through Aegis as well, and then you can kind of give any commentary here on here. Aegis old, your shield has infinite duration and its cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds. And the new is your shield now uses a resource that regenerates over time instead of using a cooldown. Very interesting change there.
Yes. So our Formidable change, while in some instances it was useful, in general, effects that, even if they're impactful, effects that occur once every 45 seconds, once every whatever, large chunks of time, end up not feeling as good. So with both of these changes, we're hoping to provide both a valid, valuable playstyle for Fernando and do it in an interesting way. So for Formidable itself, I probably put the word charge in there more than one too many times, but having 2 charges of charge, we'll go with use. We'll go with use. 2 uses of charge. Each charge deals a little bit more additional damage. I think one of the things, though, is you are CC immune while charging, so that's a big kind of utility thing. But the cooldown of charge is increased slightly. So this is another one of those that we're gonna need feedback. I mean, all of these, right? I said before, we're gonna need feedback on. We're gonna need feedback from players, but like I said, we hope that these provide an interesting change to some of these play styles. For Aegis or Aegis, I think either works. The old one, shield has an infinite duration, cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds. The new one, so this is similar, as I'm sure some of you will point out, to other shield mechanics, Khan, for example, but putting a different take on how a shield is deployed, especially with a resource-based system, I think provides a little bit more control over, for example, when you bring it down, when you put it back up, resource management versus cooldown management. So we're hoping that this, again, provides just a different way, a different organic way to play Fernando.
Also, I just saw, Brett, if there's anything that you have to say, you can totally chime in. But I know we're not going to be able to really shut you up once we get into the skin stuff, since you're an animator and you worked the most on a lot of those pieces in there. So, chat, you'll get to hear his lovely voice soon. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm just here to listen to Bunny version of Kevin explain all the balance changes that I've been getting wrecked at in
Cottontail
playtests.
Nico. Okay, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna go into Barrack. I will actually let you take this whole one, Kevin, start to finish, because there is a whole new name, etc. Go ahead and take it away.
All right, I got it. I just realized I should rename myself to like Donnie Darko or something. I'm really running that bunny suit vibe. Anyway, so Barrack, the only change with a new name actually for the talent reworks. Architectonics, as much as I loved Architectonics, is currently on the chopping block in favor of more turrets. So the old Architectonics increased the damage of your turrets by 20% and reduced their cooldown by 2 seconds. The new Architectonics, or the new Forge Fire rather, is your ultimate Dome Shield. Now costs 35% ultimate charge and places a small mini flamethrower turret with modified values, modified damage and range, obviously, and no Dome Shield. You can have 2 turrets active at once for a total of up to 4 turrets, 2 normal, 2 flamey, and so this is called Forge Fire. It's replacing Architectonics as the default talent. Again, this is it's trying to provide Barrack with a different play style. This one it provides a lot of space control, a lot of potential damage. Before we tweaked the numbers, it was kind of wild. I think we actually have this one in game as well, so we can show that off. But
let's take it away.
Essentially, kind of similar to the Eevee Ultimate talent as well. But this one, no more shield, no more defensive capabilities, but this cute little mini flamethrower turret. I'm going to show it off. Taking down poor Fernando. Fire. Talk about fighting fire with fire.
Woo! That's hot.
So it is, as they say, lit. But
did you have any animation work in here, Brett, at all?
No, I think programming actually had just a really good way of getting this working without really needing any art asset changes, which made it super efficient. But playtesting against all these Barrack testing was a lot of fun to get melted by. Over and over again.
Yeah, you probably got melted multiple times by that, and some molten hot heat. But we have a lot to get through here, folks. So I'm going to keep it rolling. We'll try and get through these ones pretty quickly here. Nico, Brett, we have some item store changes here. First being Haven. We have a new item called Guardian, which I believe is it replacing blast shields, right?
Well,
and
yeah.
Not replacing it, but yeah.
Let me preface this whole section again, real quick, with so that's the end of the talent reworks for this patch. You may see some coming later. As we move into item changes, there are some beefy ones. And I encourage everyone to please feel free to give your thoughts and feedback, but go ahead and also try them out. Before we jump to too many conclusions. So the first item change we have is Haven. So we are baking blast shields into Haven, and the new Haven is reducing both direct and AoE damage by a smaller scaling percentage of 6 instead of 7. So blast shields as an item does not exist anymore. Part of this was done, and we wrote dev commentary. Actually, that's something I forgot to mention at the start of the show. We wrote significant more dev commentary on these patch notes because I know that a lot of people feel that it's valuable, and I agree with them that we are able to communicate why we do certain things, or at least have that discussion. So if you want a little bit of the behind the scenes, check out the dev commentary and the patch notes. But the TLDR on this one is that it is addressing number of concerns regarding clarity of types of attacks, making space for different item changes that we want to make, and etc.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
and then Guardian, it's a new defense item, and it increases the effectiveness of the shields you create. This does not affect card or passive generated shields, and the cost is 300. Pretty exciting new one to try out. Definitely going to have to try that out on PTS if you're somebody out there playing on the PTS. Hopefully by the weekend, right? We always aim to. We can't promise because there's always unexpected things. But yeah. And then the last one is Veteran. The new effect of it is it will increase your base maximum health by 4, 8, and 12, which looks like a slight nerf, or maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken, but an increased cost.
So
I don't know. Explain it, Nico.
I'm
not as much of an item buff as the rest of you.
No worries. Let me run through both of those real quick. So Guardian, the new blue defensive item, increases the effectiveness of shields you create. This doesn't affect like card or passive generated shields, so putting a shield on an ally with Fury or right click, for example, is not going to be affected by that. This all complements the other item changes that we have as far as balance goes. Increasing the scaling value of record, for example. So that's the new item, Guardian, that is replacing blast shields, is increasing the effectiveness of shields you create. This item, Veteran, is also traditionally underused, although I guess if you're Yagharoth mains, this is something that you would pick pretty frequently as the Rolly Worm. So sorry. But Veteran was traditionally underused and underperforming. So this is essentially, rather than increasing the health regeneration per second when you're out of combat, this is increasing your base maximum health by 4% scaling. Obviously, numbers can change. So don't necessarily go, oh my gosh, that's too little, that's too much health. But this is providing a different way to increase survivability than, for example, the new Haven. And should, along with the rest of the item changes and item balances, allow for a more diverse and viable set of items from the item store in a given match.
Excellent. So that is going to wrap up our balance store, or our wow, I'm already getting tongue-tied with the next section, which is going to be Bounty Store. But we're wrapping up balance, folks. And yeah, I am one of those people, Nico, that definitely really never used Veteran. So I could totally see why some changes kind of needed to be made. So totally get it. But we are going to hop right into the next section here of the... That wasn't actually meant to be a bunny pun, but it works, so we'll go with it. But we are bringing back the Bounty Store in this update. I know a lot of you, especially as I watch the social account, all the time, always been asking, when's the Bounty Store going to come back? Well, it is finally coming back, and we have Twitch drops coming as well for this. Now, to elaborate, and I'll allow the guys to kind of chime in here too. I'm going to just summarize this because this full information, because we have so much to get through and so little time. Basically, it's coming back. Players will be able to still purchase bounty skins with bounty coins. There will be more skins for sale. Each skin will be on sale for the same 3-day window, but we'll keep a rotating stock of 3 skins, staggered such that one skin will change each day. There will also be a Bounty Store event exclusive. Now, what this means is, in addition to the players, this is for the players who purchase an event pass or crossover pass only. There will be a slot of a character that if you own the current event pass or crossover pass, you purchase that, you have a chance to get this specific skin each update. Only if you purchase the pass. So, something to look out for. We'll show the skin later that will be available as the event pass exclusive, well, crossover pass exclusive, because that's what this one is going to be called. And Twitch drops, just to kind of elaborate on that. You will be able to link your account to Twitch and on approved, and for watching a Paladins on approved streaming channels, so channels that have the drop set up for like certain favorite streamers, etc., that have this. Every time you view, you'll gain 5 bounty coins for every 4 hours of stream viewing. So it's a nice way to earn extra stuff, and our first time doing Twitch drops. So I don't know, Nico, what do you have to say about this? Brett, I'm just excited. I've been wanting us to have Twitch drops for so long, so I'm really excited about this.
Go ahead, Brett.
I was just gonna say, like, there's a lot of times where just like throughout the day at work, I'll just turn on Paladins game or any streamer that's just playing the game and just kind of watch and get a sense of like, I've actually been getting back into playing fairly regularly with a few buddies of mine, and I'm trying to refigure out the meta and certain builds and picks and everything. So I've been watching streams throughout the day and just kind of getting a good sense of the meta of the game right now. And yeah, Twitch drops would definitely be handy to make use of all that time that I'm spending watching streamers.
Oh yeah, and it's just an extra way for everyone to earn these bounty coins that are coming back, and there will be additional chances to earn coins as well. We never want people to this is basically saying, starting in this patch, we've implemented a new feature that will have players given the option, total option, of watching ads in-game to earn gold, bounty coins, and other rewards. But you probably have a few questions about that. And to be upfront, these ads are completely optional. Players that would like to earn rewards via this new feature will just click the Earn Free Rewards button on the home menu and opt in for an ad to start playing. If you don't opt in, you'll never see an ad, and Paladins, and your Paladins experience will be the same as always. We will never add forced or unskippable ads in Paladins ever. That is like something we exaggerated in these update notes there. As well as ads are shown of a quality and standard that you'd see on TV or other mainstream video service providers or streaming platforms, nothing cheap or sketchy. And if you watch an ad, you will always receive an award. So really nice way that if you're just looking for extra ways to get free stuff, it's there. And in a free-to-play game, adding more ways to get more free stuff, I love being able to just give back to our players. So, but
yeah, something to emphasize with that is that sorry, I was just going to say, this is entirely opt-in. If you never want to see anything of the system, then you never will. So it's not like you log in and suddenly you have 5 different pop-ups on your window saying click me. That's not going to happen.
Nope, completely optional, and you'll never see it again if you opt out. So limited time modes, though, we are going to go into that next. Not a big update here with that, but the Genlock patch update will feature 6 unique and 2 previously popular modes that will rotate throughout the patch cycle. Each week there will be a different limited time mode available from midnight Friday until 8 a.m. Monday Eastern. And some of the previews is we have one called Pick Any, where in celebration of Paladin's 50th champion, we're letting you pick whatever champion you want. Teammate already picked them? No problem. Play 5 Groks. If it makes you happy, this sounds like... Okay, hold up. This sounds like Nico, like you wrote this. It says, Mo totems, mo problems. Am I right there? Okay, yes. That is a Nico line. I knew it. But yeah, so Pick Any. It's going to be our celebration.
The Church of Grover is coming back.
Oh my goodness.
Trees.
Hunter versus Hunter. HVH. Okay. Anyways, 2 gunslingers stand on opposite ends of each other. In the blink of an eye, 2 guns are drawn. When the dust settles, only one of the former comrades in arms will be left standing. Will it be the Hand of Justice, or will it be the Godslayer? You decide in a gun-blazing game mode.
Andro versus Lex.
So, with that being said, though, we can finally get in to our first crossover pass featuring Rooster Teeth's Genlock. So if you didn't get to see the trailer on Summer Games Fest, we got it here for you now, and we're going to take a look at it before we go into these skins and see them in game. So take it away, production. Whew,
Yeah.
I love listening to that song. So when we found out about this, I started watching the anime myself. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. You can watch it, I believe, on Crunchyroll. So if you haven't checked it out yet, folks at home, definitely go do it. It has a great voice acting cast as well. With this pass, though, just to let everyone know, this includes a lot of content as well as 5 total skins this time for the crossover. So there is a lot more work that went into this, especially with having to basically, I guess, Brett, you can probably elaborate on this, like change up some of the sizing and everything to fit like Yasmin on Lex, as well as probably something with the big gun that Kinessa has for her skin. But basically, I know a lot of people have been asking about it. This will be more expensive than the normal ones because there's a lot more content and extra skins. This pass will be able to be purchased for 750 crystals, and players can also purchase a buy all option though for 1500 and get everything, all the content in it instantly without having to worry about leveling it up. So let's look at the splash art here first for Cammy Maeve, who will be your instant unlock.
This one's awesome. I love all of them, but I think Cammy's my favorite.
I liked her so much in the anime because she just kind of reminds me of me, like, you know, really fun, quirky, but then a total, like, sassy kind of potty mouth in a way, you know? So she got a lot of attitude, and it's really fun to see. And now we don't have the exact same voice actress who you may recognize from certain really famous shows, the one that was in the anime. But we don't have her, but the thing that I love is the voice actors and actresses that we couldn't get for these specific characters in our game. We did a really good job with the audio casting, matching them up. So let's go and take a look at her in game. Go ahead and talk about this a little bit, Brett, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, when Genlock was first announced, I remember just looking through comments on social, and I feel like Cammy was probably one of the most. This was like before the roster of 5 were announced, but I feel like Cammy was one of the ones that people were really hoping would end up as part of this crossover, and on Maeve too, and her weapons and really all of their weapons are so incredibly awesome. Custom UI,
the
effects,
Yeah, I'm really proud of the team for all the things that we did with this crossover pass. I mean, we have 30 levels instead of the 24 the other event passes have. We have custom weapon work we did. Obviously, we do that frequently. Custom alt effects, custom effects for this skin and for others. The voice actors did fantastic work. It's just really turned out very well.
Yeah, I'm like, hopefully a lot of these skins inspire people to go and watch the show. I know it was really awesome getting to watch some of this stuff, but really they're just awesome skins anyways. And like, if there was opportunities on the art team to do things that were a step up from anything we've done on previous skins for the 5 characters picked here.
Oh yeah, this the ultimate on her was like one of my favorites, just because she's a hacker. This character's a hacker, folks. She's very true to her character in the show, and then she does the override when she's doing her ultimate. This is awesome. So yeah, let's go check in some of her voice lines. Miss Sassy Scottish Queen here.
Good luck. Enjoy. You're a badass. You're a badass. Yeah, I'm not bad. Hell,
So good.
can't say I'm crazy about trusting my brain to a piece of tech that killed a man right in front of us. It does do something besides kill us, am I right? a badass.
I love it. I like that she actually cusses.
I don't need mods to deal with
we
you.
can get away with so many, I guess, for T for Teen, right?
Mhm.
So let's go. But with that being said, we took a look at her, and we are going to go into our level 12 unlock, which is Valentina Canessa. So this was another really interesting character. A Russian voice actress for this, and yeah, they crushed it. I really enjoyed this character. Also, the gun doesn't do it justice in the splash art. It is huge once we get in game, folks. Huge.
Yeah, compared to like other Kinessa skins where the gun collapses when you're unscoped, Valentina's gun stays extended in its full rifle form the entire time, which is awesome. It makes the gun just truly immense on the screen, and I think this skin was actually probably one of the ones that had the most animation work on. Their hair got extremely detailed model on the hair. We got new rigs, making sure the new gun, both screen space that it took up in 1P and everything felt good, but this was just an awesome skin to play as.
Yeah, let's take a look at it in game. See? I told you! She's bringing out the big guns.
Massive rifle.
Yeah, it's very cool.
You know what they say about big guns? Big ammunition.
Large ammo. Yep.
No escape.
It's just awesome. I think before this skin, I hadn't really played a lot of Kinessa, and this skin is just so cool. I started playing.
Definitely my personal favorite Kinessa skin.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the effects on these.
Again, we see that custom UI as well, which is very nice.
Looks like we have a slight delay on audio on the production side, but it's not the in-game folks there, so. But let's go in and take a look here at her voice lines.
Walking tech makes me modern Houdini. Now you don't see me. Now you're dead. Don't die out there. And we can have some fun, yes? You're not bad. You're not bad.
It's so in
my
person.
Favorite hero. Possible. Possible.
Hey, she's saying thank you.
Have you seen my gun? Come back when you have upgrade.
In the show, Valentina is definitely very confident, sassy, kind of like, you know, watching out for the group, kind of the big badass there. But we are going to go into our next tier, which is Victor Chase, which is your level 18 unlock, and this one is free to all who play the game once you get to level 18 in the free track as well. So
yeah, something that's kind of cool about all of these, something you'll notice with all these voice actors is that we tried our best to be true to form. So, you know, where other skins or other pieces of content may be like super bombastic, these are as true to form as possible to the show voices. So for those of you who are Genlock fans, we hope that we nailed it for you. But otherwise, you know, it's still fun. And I'm loving this Victor skin as well.
Yeah, I mean, Chase is the star, the main character, the one that is focused on the most in the show, if you are familiar with Genlock. And yeah, I think this is another one where it might not be the same voice actor, but does sound very, 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 very on par to Michael B. Jordan's voice acting there. And that's another reason too, folks. If you haven't watched the show yet, the voice acting cast in general, just for the show, on top of the amazing animations and the plot, which is also really good, is just great to watch. You also have David Tennant in there for another character that isn't one of the skins. Just amazing cast, amazing show to watch. So it is really exciting that we got to do a collaboration with Rooster Teeth on this show specifically. Shout outs to them. But yeah, Chase kind of gets done dirty in the beginning from being the hero. I won't spoil it, but he's definitely the all-American hero guy. And I definitely think the Victor rig and weaponry and everything does fit Chase's style exactly. And we're going to take a look at that in game now.
Yeah, big shout out to big shout out to Adam, our weapons artist, who absolutely killed it on all of these weapons. They're just so incredible to it makes the first presentations awesome.
Well, we still got a bit of a delay here, but don't worry, folks. That won't happen when you're in PTS. Just some issues with the stream. Yeah, I mean, the gun looks great. They did such great detail in making it feel just like the Genlock universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a futuristic feel of like Chase's gun, Valentina's rifle, Cammy's knives, and you'll see Kazu's sword coming up too. Even Lex's pistols. Like, it just has this awesome, or Yasmin's pistols. It has this just awesome futuristic feel that you don't get from other weapons for those characters. And they just, Adam, audio, VFX, everyone just did an awesome job making these feel just so cool.
Oh yeah, let's see his ultimate here too. Let's get a little cooldown on there. Oh, I like the beams.
Techie beanie sound is really fun.
Remember the first playtest that audio got put in, all of us had to like stop for a minute and be like, what awesome thing did we just get killed by? That sounded incredible.
Absolutely.
And then we also show off
there's one of the 3D sprays right there that have special effects and sound effects in game. And then we can show off some of the voice effects as well.
I'm gonna need you to stay on mute for a minute. Be safe out there. Let loose. Get it? The only me I know. You can't beat my team. You don't have it. Enemies behind us. Cancel that. Get it?
All right.
And then before we transition to the next character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, real quick. Can we also show the aim down sights as well? Just so we can show off the weapon a little bit. And I think we'll be ready. There we go. Cool.
Awesome. Well, we are going to go into... This is my favorite one, actually, is Kazu Zen, who speaks in Japanese. Like, if you watch the show, he's always speaking in Japanese to everyone. They just understand him. And, he plays guitar. It's kind of a, like the cool... I don't know, just overall cool guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Kazu fits in really well, especially with the sword. And this is your level 24 unlock, folks. So, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see in a second, but the effects Rollin put on the sword here, I think makes this my favorite first-person weapon out of the crossover skins.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the elf skin that we did for him before, but this is actually might give me a run for my money as far as what I use when I play him. Just because, as Brett, as you mentioned, like the sword just looks, I don't know, it reminds me of those the futuristic, you know, the nano cutter, you know, the nano sword kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like its presentation on screen is just so slick too, because it's just like this. It's like there's a classic thin steel sword, but the effects Roland put on it really bump it up above and beyond. And I think it has like a little bit of like, I think you could see it on Cammy's daggers too, where it had this a little bit of like a trailing effect on it. But you'll see once we get in here, but it has that same type of feel too, which really just makes it fun to run around as Zen and swing this thing.
Something that's interesting about this skin in particular is that its voice pack is entirely in Japanese. That was an interesting hurdle that we had to tackle, as we generally don't do that, but it should be interesting. And I think
there's certain ways that you can still understand what your teammate's saying, I believe, too, Nico.
Yeah, the text in the bottom in your chat box will still be English or whatever language you have, but the voice line itself is Japanese.
Oh yeah, these effects, you weren't kidding, Brett.
Yeah, it makes this so cool.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. They really knocked it out of the park with this one. It's absolutely beautiful. Am I allowed to call Kazu Zin? Am I allowed to call him beautiful?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's gorgeous.
Oh. He's got a flaunt it.
That whirl.
All right, we're gonna see the ultimate here. Dang, very cool.
Yeah,
I love those trails that we leave behind when we swing.
Yeah, the effects are incredible. Shoutouts to Roland.
Let's see his voice pack.
Sugoi.
これは真夜中までやってるゲーム中毒野郎のためだな。グッドラック。楽しんでな。最高だった。俺は最強だな。敵は後ろにいるぞ。すげえ。くそ。オッケー。ありがとう。
All right. Arigato.
ちょっとしたウォーミングアップだ。
That's awesome. I'm glad
Yeah.
we were able to go that route on that.
Yeah, it's so true to the character in the show, so it's lovely to see. And then our last level 30. Okay, so this event pass goes crossover pass goes to level 30, and your final unlock will be Yasmin Lex. So this is a first for us. We was I think Smite's done it before for skins, but we haven't yet. Is where we make a male character and put a lady character on it using that rig. I assume there were some challenges with this because Lex in general has more of a stocky kind of body, and you probably had to alter that, I assume, Brett, to kind of make it work, for a feminine kind of figure. I know Smite, I actually believe Smite had that issue with making some of their, I think they did like Ruby, and when they did that, they had a character that was a woman over a male rig. So
yeah, a lot of it is solved down towards the concept and character modeling end of the pipeline, where if they can get the character sheet and the model to essentially follow the proportions of the original character as best as possible, then that really minimizes any changes that need to be made to the rig and animation down on our end. And they did a great job kind of fitting Yasmin to Lex's proportions and his rig.
And this is different from say when you're working with human anatomy from then say when we did Pepper Pimp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
This is going to require more work, right?
Yeah, so for situations like Pip and Pepper, like we'll end up having to make some things new and have them be overrides so that when you're playing as Pepper, they play instead of old Pip animations. Um, but for Yasmin, we tried to get them riding as much of Lex as possible. I know one of the things Caitlin, our animators, did was for this first-person reloads, because the gun no longer follows Lex's crystal-based guns. We had to make a new reload since I think it's Lex's original ones open up and vent heat. So we just have to come up with new animations for that. But yeah, a lot of work gets solved before it even reaches animation, which is great for us, and we really appreciate the work other departments do. And then we'll do spot checks and make any overrides needed to accommodate that.
I'm getting serious like Magnum vibes from these guns, which is what's my favorite part of the skin.
Yeah, I like that they feel heavy, like when you feel them shoot, like powerful.
You don't stand a chance.
Also, before we listen to the voice lines, I wanted to give a shout out to the voice actress for this skin, Lauren, who was super excited to be part of the Paladins universe. You know, they had a good friend who passed recently, so this is also for you, Mike. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, big shout outs. Love the work that you did. The voice pack too just sounds amazing. So she crushed it. So
Hearing yes.
Calling it the Union is like calling an execution the freedom. Focus on the goal, just like the ether. Are you even trying to keep up? I've heard a lot about you. Woo-hoo. That is not good. I've seen Union children scarier than you.
very nice. And
Enemies behind us!
I think we have some sprays there too. Are there any that we didn't look at yet that you have loaded there? To our... Oh, there we go. That we didn't see that one yet. That one's Valentina's. Very cool. I love the sound effects they put on those as well. We saw that one earlier. The chases. Some of these will be available, folks, to you not only in the event pass, but also via Trials of the Realm, which we'll be going into next. So
before we get away from the Genlock stuff, I do want to give a shout out to each of the 5 characters are getting a new MVP for this event pass, and we actually really lucked out where Claire, one of our animators, before coming to us, worked at Rooster Teeth and was able to work on some of the early production of Genlock. So when this crossover came up for our end, Claire really took the lead and immediately started pulling reference images and anything we could to make it so these MVPs that each of these characters are getting are true to who they are in Genlock, but also work on the characters where they're not picked as the Genlock skins. And each one of those are awesome, and Claire was a huge help, just making sure that we had the best understanding of these Genlock characters as we worked on them.
Oh yeah, and just a shout out to those MVPs as well. There are 5 of them, and they are all included for those who purchase the crossover pass. So you will get all 5 MVPs for the 5 different characters skins. They're included in that, which is a great. I don't think we've ever done 5 in a pass ever, at least not in the new format. And we also have a death stamp that'll be there, which is really cute, featuring Nugget, which is the little animatronic robot that Cammy creates in the show. Nugget is adorable, and there's also a death card featuring Dr. Weller, which is the character that in the show is voiced by, oh my gosh, I said it earlier and now I'm blanking. Doctor Who. Tennant. Yeah, David Tennant. Thank you. I don't know why my mind blanked, but yeah. On top of that, you'll get some 3D sprays, avatars, all the skins, all those other things. But we're going to talk really quick before getting into some other cool skins coming. Trials of the Realm, continuing, Genlock themed. You will get rewards for this. The first one in Temple Isles unlocks July 21st. Lunar Coast is the last to unlock September 8th. And in this, there will be a loading frame for you called Uptime, and it is Genlock themed. There are 2 avatars, 2 static sprays, and 3 of those really cool with sound effects animated 3D sprays that you will see, as well as rewards, along with gold crystals and 300 crystals, and some Event Pass team boosters as well for the Trials of the Realm. So we hope you've been enjoying those so far. I know it's something newer, so I know the team's been trying to like just keep meshing and making it better each time as they can. So with that being said, I want to get into this next really exciting skin though, because we still have a champion to get to, which we're very close to. It's heating up. It's heating up. It's like when you ask when you're finding an Easter egg if you're warm or cold. We're getting hot. We're getting hotter. Okay, on getting to this new champion. But let's talk about Vatu. Vatu came to us in the last update, right? That's kind of one of your babies, Kevin, correct? And we're getting he's channeling his inner abyssal demon, I believe, in this skin, if I'm not mistaken, in Mayhem Vatu.
I haven't even seen the splash art yet.
Not quite abyssal with a capital A abyssal necessarily, but I can already tell. Maybe it's just me, but I can already tell that this is his first skin that wasn't in his release update, but it is already probably the only Vatu skin I will ever be equipping.
Mm-hmm.
It is just gorgeous.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very edgy, and this will be available for those who are wondering. We're going to go in game in a second, too, and take a look. But for those wondering, there will be a new chest coming. There's going to be 3 new chests coming. The Pandemonium chest is the one that you'll be able to get him in on July 21st. So we'll take a look at this Abyssal Demon Vatu right here.
And as we show off some of his effects, I'll talk a little bit about the voice pack that we will then hear after the effects. But essentially, this is one of my favorite characters to create. So, like writing voice packs, you end up, you create a personality, a character for the skin, and this one was just the right mix of like slightly uncomfortable, creepy. That I was nailing it. I asked a couple people on the team, hey, what do you think of this audition? And they said, it kind of made me uncomfortable. And I was like, that's what I was going for. So I think it turned out really well. And yeah, the green, the color motif, even the serrated kunai, I love everything about this skin.
Yeah, the faces on the kunai are actually, when he was doing the flip animation, they're really creepy, but in a good way. Like it fits this skin. Like I definitely don't want to see this when I go to the Abyss. I mean, I don't know why we're really trying to go to the Abyss anyways, but definitely don't want to run into him.
Yeah, this is incredible. Art-wise, I apologize if I get any of these mixed up, but I believe this was concept-wise a Thunderbrush special. Weapons were done by Adam, and I believe the model was done by Scott. Again, I apologize if I mix anyone up, but yeah, this skin was, I think the first time the team started seeing it, we were like, oh, like this was just a step up from just raising the quality bar for us as skins. It's actually pretty funny, and if we get a third-person shot of this, he does have extra arms attached to him, which early on we were concerned might be a problem with them just kind of clipping him through his torso or his head during his animation sets. The first test we got in of him being rigged on this skin, the arms worked extremely well, and there was like very minimal things we had to tweak on it, and this skin just came together so well.
I should make it so that this skin only has triple the number of kunai thrown, just because it has triple the sets of hands.
Yeah, I wish we could. I was just gonna say, I wish we had time to like have 4 extra arms come in first person and just do animations that way. That would have been fun, but a lot of work.
Yeah.
I don't believe we have time to really look at the voice pack for this one just yet, unless production whispers into our ear. I think this. Okay.
So I think we do get a couple voice lines.
Okay, yeah, we do. We're good.
Violence. killing. Violence. Time for... Let's make a killing. Violence! Time for... Violence! You are wonderful. You are wonderful. I am violence.
It kind of reminds me of like a guy version of Yagoroth almost.
You're right, Nico. I am uncomfortable, but in a good way. I love it.
Nailed it.
The next one we're going into is we have Toothache Eevee. So for those of you who weren't able to get the ranked reward last year of Sweet Shop Eevee, this is basically a other variation of this skin. And again, we were talking earlier about how the Bounty Store coming back will have Event Pass exclusives. So anyone who buys the crossover pass for Genlock will get the skin for free with the Bounty Store, I believe, or not for free, right? I believe I'm misspoken there, Nico. It is, they will have the ability to use bounty coins to purchase this, whereas other people, if they do not have the event or crossover pass, will not be able to.
Yeah, this is an Event Pass exclusive. I'm not exactly certain how it combines with the crossover pass in particular, but it is available in the Just Desserts chest and as an Event Pass
exclusive for the Bounty
well.
Store.
Or
Yeah,
yes, with
the Bounty Store. Yeah, not in the crossover pass. Just clarify that for folks. Correct. So we're going to take a look at her in game just to see.
Skin's looking pretty sweet.
Wow. I'm going to need to put you on ice for that one.
Oh, no.
I can't come up with puns that quickly.
Yeah, we won't spend too much time on this since we have looked at the Sweet Shop before, but this is really exciting. I like the colors on this one a lot, honestly.
Yep, and the sprinkles is just the cherry on top, so to speak.
Gonna have to go. Dang it, Nico. I'm gonna have to go get some soft serve after this. Yeah, those colors are great.
I know a lot of people really wanted to have the new Eevee skin last season, and we weren't able to get them that. But yeah, we'll take a look at a couple of voice lines real quick, and then we'll be moving on here. And we are almost at that time, you know.
What's Bomb King's favorite candy? A warhead! Good luck! Don't get in too much trouble. You're pretty cool. I have won so many awards. Ooh, I don't know about that. Ooh, I don't know about that.
All right. Well,
there's nothing sweet about what I'm going to do to you. Check out my
just to let you folks know too, there's going to be, we're not going to show this on screen, but it's in the update notes, there's a 50th champion celebration avatar that will be available through a special acquisition upon the launch of Ray, who we will be getting to right in a second. We're going to just go through the chests coming for this update. We have 3 new ones. We have the Pandemonium chest, the Just Desserts chest, and the Relics of War chest. And the new skin that is in the Pandemonium chest is Mayhem Vatu, and you'll also be able to get Draconic Fighter Victor, Draconic Enforcer Khan, High Priestess Ying, Demonette Maeve, Dark Monarch Leon, Seeping Corruption Grover, and the Wing Drake mount in that. Just Desserts, you're going to have Toothache Eevee, Sugar Plum Willow, Cuddling Moji, Trick or Treat Talus, Street Style Ash, Pumpkin Bomb King, Stellar Protector Io, and Merrymaker Dredge. And then in the Relics of War chest, you're going to be able to get Reaver Victor, Battlesuit Eagle Eye Kinessa, Battlesuit Godslayer, Androxus, Legionnaire Atlas, Omega Koga, Omega Makoa, Steelforge Maldamba, and Galactic Conqueror Vora. So those 3 will be coming to you in this next update. And no further ado, do we have Ray ready to be shown off? And if you missed the trailer, you get to watch it now.
It's a raising.
It's gotta be around here somewhere. Watch out! Don't get yourself killed, okay? Well, can't let these go to waste.
Need healing.
For the magistrate!
Seriously? Ah! I found it! Ha! As usual, I saved the day.
I just love the stop animation style that they use for those trailers so much.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
Glow is the production studio that handles that, and they've just been absolutely killing it with like Octavia's and then Fatu's and now Ray. It's also so awesome to see older characters come back for these cinematics and get a glow up in this art style, and it's just awesome to see these story elements coming together.
Oh yeah. And this is a character too that the team had been working on for a while, and she evolved over time into such like a different style and look. So yeah, I love the way that she turned out. She is dressed the way she is too, being where she resides in House Aico, but she is Lepori from the Burrows.
Mm-hmm.
So we will take a look, our first look at her in game. I think now, maybe. Okay, we'll give a couple seconds, but I will also like to point out too, you know, there's a big focus as well with her on just kind of matching that kind of Leon aesthetic too, since like they are close, they are, you know, besties, like, you know, bestie please, but yeah. I love that Ray didn't necessarily come from House Aiko, but when she's there, that she's formed such a deep bond with Leon, and they are, you know, the way that I think Nico explained it too is like they are close, but they also have reasons to also be using each other in a way, you know, because Ray is able to get all this knowledge as well from the libraries.
Yeah. I believe Bunny Mage was more of a concept before the Ico part got introduced, and then we just slowly kind of pushed in, we'll make her part of House Ico, make her an Ico Mage. And then that kind of contributed to her appearance and her aesthetic, which made her appearance great.
Here we go.
And here she is. Ray,
What
the
a ray
scholar
of
of House
sunshine.
Ico.
Now, Kevin, care to elaborate on some lore here for everyone out there?
Yeah, I'll give you the quick
TLDR.
rundown, and then you can check out. Yeah, we can, you know, anyone who wants to find me later, we can talk more in depth about who she is as a character. But the TLDR is that she is this strong-willed, confident, extremely intelligent, full Lepori mage who has has now a mutual understanding with Leon. They have become fast friends and faster allies, right? And she is a seeker of knowledge who is serving as a companion to Leon when she's not off doing anything else that would, you know, that she kind of wants. Her goal is to be, you know, to be the very best. To
Like no one
make
ever
sure
was.
that,
Okay.
yeah, not quite, but to make sure that she uses the resources that House Ico can provide to her to be at the tippy top of the arcane mastery that nobody else in the realm has, while at the same time providing, you know, services or benefits to House Ico as kind of their mage, their scholar, their knowledge seeker. You know, she'll work with Khan, as you saw in the trailer, occasionally. Although, you know, Khan and she might have kind of a long-suffering relationship, but a little bit of friendly ribbing. The general, you know, ray trace, so to speak, of her lore.
What a ray of sunshine. I do want to give shout outs to our animator Jacob was point on the third person animations and did that amazing skip that we saw when we first loaded in. I was point on the first person animations that you're seeing now, and the whole team helped out on Ray, and everyone has a chunk of making her personality really shine.
Romanov, if you like, we can start going through her abilities as well.
That's what I was about to push you once Brett was done talking. So she's support, folks. She has 2,200 health, and her weapon is just, her hands, sigil. So I will let you start going through her abilities here, starting with, I guess, chain heal.
Sure, we can show off her in-hand as well. So, and as we do that, which is essentially just a ball of magical energy, so our cameraman can send that downtown towards Fernando. But as we do that, we can. So this is. I ended up taking over for another designer at the tail end of production, so you get a little bit of Nico flavor. So designed by another one of our fantastic designers, Adonis, who, for those of you who have not heard, is. No longer with Hi-Rez. He's off pursuing greener pastures, although that's more of a cow thing than a rabbit thing, right? So greener, orange or carrots, whatever. But so we'll start with sigil. We have that in hand 6 ammo. Fires out a magical ball of energy, dealing 450 damage every 0.7 seconds. Her alternate fire, chain heal, is manifesting arcane forces, sending them outward, chaining between allies, and healing them for 500 per bounce. Now, we will talk about Spirit Link later, but essentially, Spirit Linked allies will be healed for 30% more. And this is kind of a different take. As we make new champions and new ways to deliver mechanics, we're always aiming for something that is both viable and flavorful, something new, something different. So this is kind of your semi-traditional chain heal versus, for example, an AoE heal or a direct heal or shared healing, anything like that. I'm actually going to skip to ability 2 before we do her defensive. So if we can show off Spirit Link real quick. We tether ourselves to an ally or an enemy, and while linked to an ally, you heal them for, I believe it's actually less than the number on the patch notes right now, but the patch note shows 200. We heal them for 50 per tick right now. Obviously, numbers can change for the first BTS cycle, and grant them 1% ultimate charge every 1 second. While linked to an enemy, we reduce their movement speed by 10% and deal 50 damage every 0.75 seconds. Something to note with Spirit Link, it is not permanent. It will break if you break line of sight for a duration, or get far enough away for a duration, anything like that. And we show off kind of the cool warning color change before that happens when linked to an ally.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brett, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Kevin. I was just gonna say, this is probably the most complicated part of developing her, that we really had to figure out early whether she was going to. We knew she was going to link with players, and we didn't know if we wanted to do that through casting with her hands or whatnot. And we ended up deciding on giving her this little effigy, little spirit object. Not sure what the term we ended up calling it, but this little orb that stays with her so that she can continue doing her casting things. And Kyle, our tech artist, had a lot of experimentation with this, so that we have different animations for when you summon the orb, when you recast the orb, when you can break the orb, and just Rollin working on the beam trail and making sure that was smooth, and just the whole screen presentation of this was really decided early on, which was a huge help, and it came out great for her.
We do have some targeting logic on the chain heal to target low health allies, so there's a little bit of logic there as well. And then with the Spirit Link, we can also show off her defensive, which is called Envelop. So Envelop, this is another new mechanic, something that we'll love feedback on. But Envelop is a defensive that reduces the maximum amount of damage that you can take in a single instance of damage to 275 per instance. The duration is fairly short at 3 seconds, and it increases your movement speed by 40% as well. If you envelop while you are linked to an ally, spirit linked to an ally, they are also enveloped. So just to clarify, if you take damage, for example, from Koga, who does less than 275 damage per bullet, it will do nothing for you besides give movement speed. If you take damage from, for example, a Fusillade Drogos rocket, it will do 275 per shot for the duration of envelop. this is a different way to survive, to mitigate damage, and essentially just introducing new and interesting mechanics, new interesting ways to play. Enveloping will protect Fernando from Cassie shots as well for that duration. And then we can also now move on to our ultimate, which is called Vivify. Vivify is unleashing. And you'll see the VFX. I absolutely love the VFX. Our cameraman's going to keep Fernando alive while I'm talking. I'll try to make this quick. All right, so Vivify unleashes a burst of energy to your linked ally. You have to be linked to somebody to use her ultimate, making them immune to damage for 2 seconds, and then healing them for 100% of their maximum health after that delay. You also gain this benefit. And like I said before, you have to be linked to an ally to use it. So we can go ahead and hurt poor Fernando, and then go ahead and keep him from dying.
Let's see it.
I'm pretty happy with how this one came out.
So this is your oh crap moment. I need to save you right now.
Woo! Let's go.
I feel stronger.
Everyone in chat's probably gonna be like, Ray OP, please nerf, and she's not even out yet.
It was much scarier before there was any audio or VFX attached to it. Oh, bye, Fernando. And
Something
in
that,
playtests, Jaggeroths would just go to full health.
Something that our cameraman was showing off there is it does require you to be linked to to an ally to use the ultimate, right? And using it will affect your linked target, not the person you are looking at. So just to be clear, it's not an aimed ultimate here.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Now, we do have, some more time here, Nico. Maybe go over some of the talents that she has as well before we get into her skins that will be in the season pass and her variation color and golden.
So her default talent is called Extension. This increases the range at which the chain heal, your alt fire, will bounce between allies by 40%. This is, you take this if you are not going to be playing super grouped up, if you just want a more comfortable ease of healing experience. There we go. It's significantly larger, just kind of a quality of life, ease of use thing. Ray's level 2 talent is called Restraint. This one, again, all these talents, obviously, everything with Ray, we want your feedback, so go ahead and give that in the proper channels. But level 2 Restraint, while Envelop is active, and you are linked to an enemy, prevent them from healing. So if I link to, well, first I have to get close enough to Fernando to link to him. If I link to Fernando and I use Envelop, it has a duration of 3 seconds. They are unable to be healed for that duration. This will break on things that make you untargetable. Ethereal states, damage absorptions, that kind of thing. But this is for the slightly more aggressive or situational aggressive Ray. Make sure you get that pick by preventing healing while Envelop is active. You also have to burn your defensive to do that. So, and Ray's final talent at level 8 is called Focus. This one is, as I think it was colloquially known within the team, as Beefy Link. Spirit Link's cooldown is increased to 6 seconds. So it is a cooldown now, rather than something that you swap pretty quickly. And it only lasts for 2 seconds. It's no longer persistent, but its base effects are tripled. And that means, let me be clear, it's not any of the cards, and it's not any of the other effects that happen with Spirit Link necessarily. It is the base effects. So the healing and the energy charge will be increased. In addition to the slow and the damage that you deal against an enemy with Spirit Link active, that is also increased by 3. This is one, I think, that has the greatest potential for numbers changes in PTS, so go ahead and give me feedback on how that plays in your guys' opinion.
Yeah,
and that covers, I think...
I was just going to say, to add to you asking for feedback, a really good place to do that is once we do open PTS, the Discord, discord.gg/Paladins game. If you aren't a member, joined. There is always a PTS feedback channel that we have, and we will have one when the PTS for this goes live. And that is a great way to kind of give that PTS feedback there to Nico. That is not where you put your bugs. There is also going to be a PTS bug channel separately, but for feedback specifically, we will have that there. So make sure you tune in if that is something you'd be interested in contributing to this update, folks. But with that being said, that is Ray. Let's listen to a couple of her voice lines, and then we're going to go into her skins. So,
probably take care of these
kind of
Cassie auto fires first.
Cassies.
Never bring a gun to a wavy handbag.
You have served your purpose, Cassie. Now be gone.
Yeah, be gone.
Leave this realm.
Rampage.
Hit an F in the chat.
Oh, we got
for
one more.
Our cameraman. There's still one more terrorizing the realm right now. No, two more. There's still two more terrorizing the realm. Cassie.
All right.
Cassie, you know, can't be a bestie when she's just shooting off like that. So.
I commissioned an art piece the other day. I call it ray tracing. Good luck, everyone. Let's have some fun. You're amazing. You should join House Aico. Top of my class. Thank you. Chase the enemy. Spread out. Retreat. Help. Help. Group up. Clearly, none of you have ever been near a library. Good luck, everyone. No, not that.
She's serving the sass in full effect. I love it. And yeah, so this is going to be the season pass skin for those who are interested. If you don't already own it, might be the time to buy it if you're a Ray fan. This is unlocked. This is her Beach Bunny skin, and it is unlocked through the Season Pass 2021, and this skin will become unobtainable after the Season Pass 2021 has finished. So, yeah, I mean, look, she got Moji there. She hasn't forgotten about fellow Lapori, you know, out there. And she is just having a blast sunbathing, but, you know, making sure she stays cool in the shade with that hat. Very cute. Very, very, very cute. What do y'all think?
I love it.
Oh, and we do have a look at it in game just so we can see it, since it is a little different in a couple ways from the base skin. Just the general look of it. Very stylish. It reminds me kind of, it's like a vintagey look, but very, still House Aico. Like, it still reads to me, even without red, the House Aico, right?
Yeah, Matt did a great job modeling this.
And this is going to be her other skin. I just love the color palette. I love the kind of fiery look to this. This is her Harvest skin. This is the variant recolor that can be purchased for either 60,000 gold or 200 crystals. And if you're a Season Pass 2021 holder, you will automatically unlock this skin. So very, very gorgeous. I just love the color palette. And last but not least, we have Golden Ray. This will be your unlock for reaching mastery level 50 with Ray. We know certain people try to max their new characters to level 50 in a day, so we'll have to see who gets the first level 50 Ray when she is officially live. But really, I love the gold, but I love the base being black because the gold makes it pop even more with the design in her robes. So I really enjoy it. Overall, folks, we're getting close to the end here, so just a couple last words is on the community side, if you haven't already, I'm just going to say it before we sign off, make sure you enter, if you haven't, the community avatar submission program. This current theme going on is the fall Halloween theme, which I think everyone kind of is having fun with. I love you're making it so hard for me. Last time was so hard to just limit it down to 10. And with the addition of animated avatars this time, it's going to be even harder to sift through because I went through like 700 entries the last time and then had to like get it down like with the team to a certain amount, then limit it again, and then we had to choose from like the top, I don't know, like 15 or 20 at the end for like the top 10 that ended up, you know, being in the game for our community chest. So if you haven't already, that's on the paladins.com/news page with the information on how to enter and everything. Any last words before we sign off here, folks? Nico.
For me at least, I hope the patch note show has been rabbiting. That wasn't very good. I'll jump off of that. But anyway, so all jokes aside, I do hope we put a lot of effort into this patch. This is a mid-season. It's larger than usual. We had a lot of different changes, a lot of potentially significant changes, some of which we weren't able to cover on the patch note show. So please go check out the patch notes. I am very excited for this patch. I hope you guys are too. Please feel free to leave feedback. We love to hear from you, and I really hope you enjoy this patch.
Yeah, it's been a very hair-raising update, if I can say so myself. But Brett, any final words? Thank you, by the way, for joining us. Again, Animator. Make sure you follow him, folks.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been great to talk about this patch. I mean, we've been working on it for a long time, and a lot of love went into it. A lot of people were excited for both Genlock and Ray, and it's been awesome watching it develop. Huge props to everyone involved. Again, yeah, like Nico said, let us know what you think. We love hearing. And one special thing I do want to say is, like, when Ray's teasers first started coming out on social, the amount of fan art we started seeing immediately for her was outstanding. And like we share it all internally with the team. Like, we all see it. We're all out there looking for it. And the amount of love that Ray received, and just how good a lot of this early fan art was, when like our community hasn't even seen the fully detailed form of Ray. It was just really exciting to see. And we'll keep our ears open for how everyone likes her when she's in playtest.
Keep them up.
The bunny ears.
With that being said, folks, thank you so much for joining us for the Genlock Update show. It has been my pleasure to be here with these folks and show you all this new content in what I think is one of our best updates to date. So we look forward to seeing you next time, and we'll see you in the round. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Later.